Hello, this is Cousin Russ. I'm doing a special live stream right now, um, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But if you're watching this, please let me know where you're viewing it from. I see that somebody has just joined me, and make sure that you also let me know if you use the Family Tree Maker program. Uh, So let me get the right things on my screen and let me get started. What I'm going to do today is practice what I preach. I've been talking about rules um, that I have in my program that I use in Family Tree Maker. And now I'm going to demonstrate for a few minutes just how I do one of those rules. So I'm bringing up Family Tree Maker, and let me get myself off the screen so you can see the full screen. Good morning from Florida. Awesome. Thank you for your comments. If you have any questions as I go along, uh, please let me know, and I will try to explain what your question might be. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about, I think I described it, is the undocumented fact report. And here's a good example of someone who has some facts that don't have any documentation associated with it. I can't deal with that. I've run the undocumented fact report, and I will in a minute, because I want to make sure that I know who has undocumented facts, because I want my file to have all of my facts documented. So I'm going to the publish workspace, and in the collection I selected source reports and have selected the undocumented fact report, and I'm going to create it. Now, this is the first time that I have created this report, and there's 3 pages. Well, that's not right, but uh, I've talked about in the publish workspace to watch what is selected for who you want to include. I want to include everybody, and you may notice that I have 19 pages, and my banner may in fact be, yes, it is. Sorry about that. It's hiding the fact that there are 19 pages of profiles without documentation on their facts. Now, as I scroll down through this page, another one of my rules was headers and footers on all pages. So I'm going to demonstrate that now. And there is a light switch, which brought up this pop-up menu that says header, show report title on every page, show footer, include the page number and the date that it was printed. And I click OK. And now if I scroll down to the bottom of the first page, it added a couple pages, but that's okay. But at least I know if I were to print this today or later, I would know the date and what page number I'm working on. Now, if I were to close this report and come back later, that header and footer would not be there. So I go over to the saved settings menu. And as I mentioned when I talked about the published workspace, that this is one of the places where the Mac version may be slightly different. The options are here, but they may appear a little bit different. This is a PC. So I'm going to click the save report options, and it says, are you sure you want to save the save preferred settings for the undocumented fact. And I am going to click OK. If I close the report and come back, my header and footer will be there. All right, so I got this report. Now I'm going to work on it. I also mentioned that in my rules series, I can edit the profile from here. I'm going to double click on the name and the profile comes up automatically. Now, this person has a data error report issue. I'm not dealing with that. And I have, in fact, done the undocumented fact uh, that I'm going to demonstrate again, but you'll see that right here that there's an undocumented fact, all facts, and you can see that the only two facts that have documentation are ones that I created. So there is a citation and there is a citation over here, and it's one that I created because I want all of my facts documented, even my errors, internal ones. While I'm here, there's what the citation looks like. It's one that it's a citation I have in the file. It's undocumented fact report citation, and that's all it says, just so that I know uh, what this citation is for. I'm going to click OK. And now I'm going to click the copy source citation. So you can't see that, but in the Family Tree Maker clipboard, this citation is there. So I have done this person, but I need to change my criteria of people who are included. This is going to take me to the filter feature. I'm going to select the individuals. I want to include everybody. And now I want to filter out all facts, undocumented facts. Oops. So if someone has the undocumented fact in use, any information is in there, or the way the screen says, if the undocumented fact exists, to exclude it. Now, just so you can see, I have 233 people in my file. I have 233 people in the file because I included everybody. Now I'm going to click OK. So that number just went down to 227. That just tells me that I have done some work on this report. So I apply it. Now I am left, if I learn how to speak, left with 227 people, or people in this report do not have citations. Again, I can edit this from here, and I'm going to show you how I actually do it. I'm going to do a couple. I double clicked, I hit the plus sign, I typed U to take me down to the undocumented fact. I click OK. What I put in the fact description, I'm going to put all facts. Now, actually, I'm going to use the Windows copy feature to copy that text so I don't have to type it again. The other thing I'm going to do is I want to mark this fact private. And I want to paste that source citation that I put in the Family Tree Maker clipboard. I click OK. Now nothing has happened here, but if I go to individuals to include, you'll see that that number went down one. So when I apply the filter, this is an active filter. I don't have to recreate it because I added that undocumented fact to the previous person. that previous person came off the list. I want to do that a couple more times because I want to do the repeat process of what I used. If you are watching for the first time, please let me know where you're watching from and if you're a user of the Family Tree Maker program. I get rid of that comment. So now I'm going to go to the next person. None of the facts have citations, so I repeat the process. All facts. I don't remember. Don't have to retype that. I hit Control V on my clipboard and I mark it private. I'm going to do a couple more just to repeat the process. I am on my keyboard. When I hit the green plus sign, I hit the U on my keyboard to take me down to the undocumented fact item. And I click OK. I'm going to do one more. And none of those facts have any citations. That's why I'm cleaning up this. I am cleaning up this file. So I'm going to go back and update my filter by clicking on the include individuals. You see that I have now done 223. Now there is hi Val, that must be Virginia Gal. And I'm glad you used Family Tree Maker. And there's a playlist that I'll talk about before I'm done that are the series of live streams that I have been doing. Now I add one more step to this process. Now, when I'm working on a profile, I can let me just go to a profile, and I see this undocumented fact. If I am working on this profile, doing whatever it is I plan on doing or have done, I may see that I have undocumented facts going on. I also work off of hints. Now, this particular profile has no hints. So I'm not, probably won't come to this person easily or just randomly pick this profile. But what I do want to do is spend some time, and not a lot of time, but a couple minutes a day, go trying to find hints for some of these undocumented people. What I'm going to do now is click on tree, and I'm going to use the filter feature in the people workspace so that I can identify. I'm going to filter in all facts, from identified fact. Oops. I am doing the reverse. So this time I want to see everybody who has the undocumented fact, who has where the undocumented fact exists. So I click OK, and there are the 10 people who I have already identified. So I'm going to apply that. Now I'm going to open up their profile, but at this time I want to get them into the plan workspace and on their to-do list. So I click new, and create a description called undocumented fact. And I'm going to put this into a category, and I'm going to create a category called documentation. And I click OK. I'm going to put a check by that, and I'm going to click OK. Because this is an active thing for this specific profile, it will stay in the medium priority, and I'll click OK. So now I'm going to go back to the plan workspace or the people workspace tree view, go to the next person. And I have the undocumented fact. That one's not marked private. Let me fix that while I'm here. Mark private. And I'm going to click new undocumented fact. Windows clipboard just did that. And documentation, and click OK. And I'm going to do one more. I'm not going to do them all. I will do that not being recorded, so you don't get bored watching me do the same thing a bunch of times. Documentation. So now I have done some, but I want to show you the filter feature again, that it is dynamic. So actually, I don't need to do that. But what I do want to do is show you where that step that I just added shows up. I'm in the plan workspace, and I am going to select the documentation category that I just created. And those are the three people who I have identified from the report to the fact and put it into the plan workspace. So what I will do now, not spending a lot of time on this because I'll get bored, I will sit down and select one of the people, go to that person, and I see they have no hint. So I'm not going to worry about that one yet, but let me go to the next person. Click again, no hints, but I see a couple hints up here who I have not identified. So, but when I complete my process, I will then start hitting some of these hints and see what the hint is, and then resolve the undocumented fact. Hopefully that's not too confusing. Again, what I did was to created the undocumented fact report, and down at the bottom you'll see that I've got 20 pages of these to do. I will make sure that I'll probably this afternoon get all of the B's, go through everybody whose last name begins with B, which is almost this first page, get all of them so that I have the undocumented fact on each profile, and on each profile have something on the to-do list. I'm about to end the recording, but if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. Just wanted to let me know that you're watching from Virginia and you do use the Family Truemaker program, that plan on going back to watch your videos. This is a big help. Hopefully, and I will continue to do this. One other thing that I want to mention to you, that if you look at the office hours playlist description, you'll see what I'm trying to accomplish with this series of live videos. Also, I do have a blog, ftmuser.blogspot.com. The links are in the description for this recording. So that's what I wanted to share today. This is a working with the rules that I have talked about in this past several days, and I will continue next week. I think I've got 2 or 3 more presentations to do for those recordings. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, and have a great day.